Okay, after one of the bigger weeks in Western Australian football news, this man on my right joins me, Jeremy McGovern. Where have you been, mate? Why don't you fly back with the boys? Thanks for coming in.
No
Thanks
worries.
for stepping into BackChat Studios.
Where haven't I been? I've driven the Nullabor.
You have driven the Nullabor.
Yeah.
So can we start with that story? I know you want to speak about Simo and a few of the other things going on at the footy club, which has been a big week, but you haven't been here for it. So can you take us back? What happened? You hurt yourself in the game.
It feels like I've been gone for weeks, to be honest. Obviously, I got injured in the game, which happens, and unfortunately, I've been through it a little bit with the ribs and stuff. And
is it the same injury? Is it a re-injury of what?
I've just broken my other ribs, which is great. I got wee big ribs, which probably well known now. So yeah, that all happened, and then I was planning on flying back. As you do, you got to get tested and scans and stuff to make sure that you haven't collapsed lungs and all that, punctured lungs and all that sort of stuff. And initially, the scans looked okay, and I was like, all right, great, I can fly. And then we'll head into the airport, and then got a call saying that, no, you've got a small puncture in your lung.
Right.
So then it was just, you're going to have to stay back, and we'll try to get you on a later flight. But I found out now, which I didn't know, but like protocol for airlines is once you've obviously punctured your lung or had anything to do with your lungs in that sort of capacity, you're not allowed to fly for 7 days. Right. So it's just their protocol, and it's fair enough because it's obviously risk flying.
Yes. You have a punctured lung.
Yeah, minor. It wasn't like, I was fine. I felt great.
I don't know the difference between a minor and a fully, like I feel like just a punctured balloon's a punctured balloon. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I would look, I didn't, it's a self-healing one. I punctured my lung, unfortunately a few years ago.
Yes.
That one was different. That was, had to surgery and all that sort of stuff. So this one was minor. And then it was back to the hotel and scrambling to try and get back. And then, back and forth. Like the club did absolutely, and the AFL, everyone was trying to do everything they could to help get me back.
Yes.
But you got to respect the airline's policies and the risk factor and health and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, then I was in Melbourne for a week.
So that was Monday evening. All of that was going on, and then back here in Perth, there was some other things going on. So probably around that time, not sure when you sort of found out, but Monday night, Tuesday morning over here, Adam Simpson finishes his tenure as West Coast coach.
Yeah.
So you were trying to get back before you knew that, but then when you found that out.
Yeah, well, that's it. Oh, mate, there was so much going on. That was all happening. The club everyone was going above and beyond for me to try and get me back. So it was a couple of days of that. And then it was like, all right, you got to stay, which is fine. I'll stay in Melbourne for a week and catch up with my brother and family, just looking at some things to do while I was there. And then, found out Tuesday morning, Simo actually gave me a call and just said, mate, I'm finishing up. And obviously, first reaction is obviously sad. I've been with him my whole career. I love him to death. So was initially sad, and then it was after that phone call sort of happened, I felt a bit selfish that everyone's putting all these research, everyone's worrying about this, but this other stuff, which is probably a little bit more important than me sitting in Melbourne, was happening back here. So once that sort of call come through and understood where the club was at, obviously Simo was one major reason, but two, the club as well. Like Simo's going through a tough time for sure, but so's the club. Like all the players, staff, everything. It's all happening, and there's just part of me. I was like, I can't sit here and while all this is going on, and I can't sit here and watch if Simo did coach or. Not sort of say goodbye to Simo and pay my respects to him and get back.
I spoke to you around that time, and you were you were trying to figure out if you could play, you were trying to figure out if you could come back, because at that time it was up in the air whether Simo was going to coach again.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all, and whether he did or he didn't, it wasn't really, if he was coaching, of course I'd still put my hand up to play if I could this week, but I can't. But it was mainly to pay respect to him, of course, and to get back and support the footy club and get back to my family. There's a lot of reasons to come back, put it that way, and I just didn't feel comfortable sitting in Melbourne while all this was sort of happening. And
so how did you get back?
so, yeah, well, that was the next thing is I felt bad because everyone was going above and beyond, like I said, at the footy club and all this. I just thought, stuff, I'll drive. And it was a consideration before this all happened, but, we just thought, just chill in Melbourne for a week. Then this happened, and so I just thought, stuff it. I got to call someone and see if I can get a car and come back. And I called Frank from Paywise,
BackChat powered by Paywise.
Yes, it's sponsor of BackChat as well. And I called Frank and said, mate, I got a random one. Have you got a car by any chance that anyone who wants to get a car back to Melbourne? He goes, yeah, give me 10 minutes. Gave me a call back, said, mate, I got a car for you if you want to drive it back. I was thought, all right, stuff it, I'll do it. Went and picked your car up. Had no number plates on it.
The entire way home?
The whole way home. I picked it up and I said, oh, mate, what's going on here? There's no number plates. He goes, oh, no, you'll be right. Just there's a permit in there. You'll be fine. I said, mate, I can drive across 3,000 Ks without a number. I feel dodgy as already. And then he's like, no, you'll be fine. Just, jump in and drive it back. So, the great man, Frank, looked after me, got me a car, drove me, and I just started driving. And then from there, obviously, club was worried, obviously, with the injury, and which is fair enough, and driving a fair way by myself. Your partner, Maddie, decided to fly to Adelaide, so I scrambled my way to Adelaide and met her there, picked her up, and we drove back.
What did you do? Talk about? Tell you what, that's a fair stint.
We covered a lot of different areas, and it was good. I'm glad she comes. She's a legend. She always supports me and does everything she can for me. Everything she absolutely can for me. And I was wondering why she put her hand up so quick, and I just thought, she wants a couple of days away from the kids, I reckon. So it was great. She come over and drove most of the way. Obviously, being a little bit sore with the ribs and stuff, but it was. I got a couple of hours in, and I was thinking, "Fuck, this is a long way." Stopped past quickly and saw Big Scotty Lysaght in Adelaide.
Did ya?
Yeah, and I just said, mate, where am I stopping? What's it going? And he's from sort of Sutton area.
Yep.
He's like, she's stopping there, so I stopped there and had a good look. And I've always wanted to do it, the Nullabor, but
and now you've done it.
Now I've done it. It's like, tick, great, I've done it, but I wouldn't recommend doing it in a rush, like
with a punctured heart.
Yeah, with some sore ribs and all those circumstances, that's for sure. But respect to the truckies, mate. The truckies, those blokes are legends. Like they're one, what they do. Two, on those roads, you get stuck behind a truck.
Yes.
And you'd half poking your head out to see, mate, that every single truckie's throwing an indicator on, giving you a wave through. Like it's a perfect time to overtake, mate. Just those little things on the road, the courtesy stuff. I loved it, and I followed them to all the roadhouses. I know all the good roadhouses are.
So why did you feel like you needed to drive across the Nullabor? By the sounds of it and talking to you, it's like for Adam Simpson. Why do you feel so connected? What's other than the obvious, I suppose? I don't know.
Yeah, like obviously Simo was the main reason, and I think just for me, like we've been through so much. He's the one who gave me my career, really. As you know, I needed some work as a young footballer, but I didn't really have a lot of. I had my own belief, I guess, but I don't know. Simo, it's weird because when he come, he banished me from the club.
Yeah,
and
was that his first year?
His first year, I think I was the example. I was the example, and he said and it was fair enough. It wasn't an example. I brought it on myself, and he obviously banished me. But there was just like this underlying belief, like you could just see he was disappointed in me. Not more, you're embarrassing. It was just more I'm disappointed because And he told me after that he thinks I can play, and he wants to get me in the side. Being a rookie, seeming so far off it, just hearing that, it just gives you gave me about a confidence of, the senior coach thinks I can play. So obviously off the back of that, built a little bit of confidence up, and the banishment story, we've gone over that many times. I don't want to go. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it, but and it's sort of my relationship with him started from there, and I guess from that day, I was just loyal to him. I guess he gave me my first game, first opportunity. Didn't look at me purely as a fat kid from Albany footballer. He was actually looking at me holistically. He's like, this guy's a good footballer. We need to get him right. And I guess from that day, I just tried to do everything I could to, one, play for him, two, not let him down, because he's sticking his neck out a little bit for me. And then from there, my whole career so far to date with him.
It kind of jumps to mind, given you've got a rib injury now. Was Simo involved much with the 2018 grand final decision to play? Because we've spoken about that here as well, that you were 50-50 right up until an hour before the game. Did he have much to do with that, or was he medical guys make the call? And you would have had conversations with him, surely. Yeah,
there was, and there was never like any conversation of playing. Like, I can't play. It was none of that. He was just more, and this was our relationship. He was like, mate, if you're ready to go, I'm playing you. So you just got to let me know, and I trust your decision. So and that was sort of our relationship throughout my whole career. He just backed you in so much and trusted you so much, which I did with him as well. So he wasn't there nagging me, pushing me, none of that. He just sort of let me go and asked me if I'm ready, and I'd sort of half nodded like, yeah, mate, I think I'm all right. I don't think he wanted to see the fitness test, which he steered well away from. But that was just our relationship over many years, and brought me into leadership roles, at the footy club, which I never thought at all was a thing for me. He spoke pretty early to me and said, man, I think you've got leadership qualities, and I want to try and help develop you in that. Just all those things, as a young player coming through, just having the backing of your senior coach or a person within that footy club just helps you grow as a footballer and as a person. And that was the biggest thing that I've loved about Simo, is that, it was football, of course, 100%. You need to perform, you need to do everything you can to play footy, but at the same time, he was really invested in you being a good person and trying to help you be a better person, a better dad now, all these other little things. He actually cared about me as a person rather than just a footballer. So, it was a no-brainer for me to do whatever I could to get back and try and show some respect to him and thank him, I guess, in a way.
You're obviously, I don't know how many people are on the list that you drive across the Nullabor for, but you're clearly connected well to him. It's probably him, Matty, a couple of mates.
No, look, yeah.
You're a loyal person, though, I do know that. But it's a bloody big effort.
Yeah, it's not like it was just the circumstances. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm not praising myself and pumping myself up driving the Nullabor at all. It was just more a values thing for me, and it's whether I was down the road or whatever it was, I'd just do everything I could to try and get there. Just show some respect and just acknowledge that I care about him and appreciate everything he's done for me and my career.
I'm not sure if much media coverage got to you along the journey of the Nullabor, but have you seen much of the coverage back here in Western Australia? Have you got any thoughts on that?
Not. I mean,
specifically the front page of the paper got a lot of coverage over here.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I did. Of course, yeah, that was going around, and I've got to be careful what I say, because for me, I'm biased towards Simo, and it's not just. I don't even think it's about Simo. I just think it's just about a little bit of respect for him, but also. I think he summed it up pretty well in his press conference with, I'm a player, I'm in it now. I feel like sometimes it does lean towards a little bit of disrespect to the actual individual and the person, rather than, I'm not going to say, we're in a sport and a job that is criticised, and that's what it is, for sure. But the way Simo put it, I think is pretty good of, we are still human. And the angle and the way it's portrayed sometimes does seem like a bit more of a personal attack thing. And I think just the way it's, that washed up was, it was just really disappointing for me. One, for Simo, purely because, that's his last sort of hurrah. This is a time to celebrate him. which we are now. I am anyway, and I know the club is. There's a lot of people throughout WA who are, but I felt like the West Australian had a really good opportunity just to, thank him for his time and thank him for the 300 times they put him on the back or front page. But look, I'm not judging them individually, but I thought it was a little bit disrespectful to Simo and the footy club.
I liken it to a little bit backman v forward on the field. So the West and Simo gone head-to-head, right, for 3 years.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, I think most shake hands and say, good job.
100%.
That was probably the opportunity missed.
Yeah. Oh, look, you can argue, yeah. If some people say it might be the right thing, great. But my values and the way, that's exactly how you look at it. Thanks, mate. Appreciate the battle over the years. But I respect you as a person. Where that sort of maybe come across that we don't respect you at all, Simo, which is a little bit sad. But, we'll rally around the big fella and celebrate him as much as we can.
Are you trying to get back to play this year?
Yeah, of course, yeah, for sure.
Okay. I just want to show how serious.
Yeah, no, mate.
You're the rib lung expert.
Yeah, no, I am now. Just book me in if you've ever had a broken rib. I can. For sure. I've only got back a couple of hours ago, so I've got to go and see the docs tomorrow, and we'll come up with a plan and see how soon I can get back to play. But yeah, definitely, mate. We're in a tough spot. Like obviously the footy club at the moment, and we need everyone on deck. And I want to do everything I can to get right so I can get back and help these boys.
New coaches are on the agenda now. Let's talk about Jared Schofield, who's taken over the reins. I only met Scoey for the first time last week properly. Had a good chat to him.
Yeah.
I had a few text messages congratulating me on the job, saying good luck, coach of the Eagles during the week, which is very funny. But can you tell us a bit about Jared Schofield? I don't know much about him, and you would have seen him as a coach the last couple of years at the club.
No, Sco's a ripper, mate. We've obviously had him the last couple of years. I knew him before he obviously went over to Port for a bit. Obviously, his record at Subi speaks for itself. But no, he's a great coach. He'll relish in that role. I know we do everything he can to help us push out the back end of this year, and whatever happens from there, it sort of happens, I guess. But he's direct.
What sort of coach is he? Yeah,
he's direct coach, which not everyone thinks direct as in. It's not that. It's just more outline, clear, direct on what we're doing.
You like that?
I do like that. Yeah. So. I think he's going to be great, and not just Scully. We got obviously a lot of other coaches around him. I'm sure they'll all be working together and try and do whatever they can for us to keep moving forward. Which is that's what we're doing. So I'm stoked for Scully, and I'm looking forward to playing under him as well. So as much as my loyalty with Simo is always going to be there, it switches across to him now, and we'll do everything we can for him.
There's a few former teammates, former coaches of yours that are in the running for the position, as well as Jared Schofield. There's others being floated. A lot of rookies, actually. Dean Cox, former rookie with the club. Ash Hansen, I believe. Could be very disrespectful to Ash, but I think he could have been a rookie. And might not have been. And Jamie Graham, of course.
Yeah.
All former players at West Coast and coaches as well. Have you been able to look at any of those, or you job at hand? What are your thoughts on any of those talks?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, like it's a complete club decision.
Yes.
You back the club in for sure, and they'll make decisions that they need to. Obviously, getting some past players back would be awesome, but whoever gets it gets a role. So for me, I'm not too worried about that aspect. I guess it's that's a club thing. For us, it's just, I think as a playing group, as a club, whatever fits best for us to keep improving and hopefully get back to some quality form, which we're all chasing. The whole club is the playing group, everyone. So what'll happen will happen in that space. But as much as it's sad seeing Simo goes, it's exciting as well on the flip side of it, of a fresh voice, so different ideas, I guess, and different way of doing things. It's a little bit exciting as well.
So were you driving back for Simo, or were you driving back for the past players box that they've set up at the ground for Simo's? I know you're not a past player, but I believe Simo's got some things on for his final game. I think he's flipping the coin. So I think he's flipping the coin and waving to the crowd.
He'll probably
I'm
put
sure
it in
he'll
his
be
pocket.
absolutely pumped by that.
You have to be a fake coin. He'll probably put that coin in his pocket, Simo. And he'll get so angry at me saying that. But
There were a few past players hanging
Yeah.
around, and clearly people that have been impacted by Simo across the way too.
yeah, and that that's the beauty of it. Like, as much as this all sucks, like you want him to go on forever, but that's just the nature of football. That doesn't happen. But when these things do happen, there is this good, beautiful side of it in a way of, the 18 boys and a lot of past players have coached under him, all getting together and chewing the fat again. So hopefully we'll see a fair few of those boys around the club throughout this week and over the weekend. So I'll be hopefully catching up with a fair few of the 18 boys and whoever's floating around. So that's a nice thing that comes of these tough situations. So it should be good seeing a few boys. Hopefully I'll be looking after myself and making sure I'm respectable. I can't say the same about a few of the boys that are coming to a box with free. I don't know if they're free beers, but box with free beers. And a few of these boys, their eyes might light up a little bit, I think.
Any final thoughts on Simo, on future of the footy club, the playing group? How do you think the players are feeling? I know you haven't been back to the club, but
Yeah, it's hard for me to judge yet. Like I haven't been back at all, but I'm sure there's mixed emotions. Like we've all got mixed emotions about the whole thing. And like I said, it's sad seeing my coach or our coach, I guess, if you've been with him for so long, leave. But also at the same time, it's a little bit exciting. But no, I'm just I'm stoked to be a part of Simo's coaching career, and I'm honoured to call him my coach for a long time, and I couldn't thank him enough. One, as a footballer, but two, as a person, he's helped me out so much, and I'll be forever indebted to him. And he's a coach for such a long time, but I do really think he's a mate now. That he's finished up, I really do look at him as a good friend and someone I'll forever lean on, I'm sure. He's not dead, like you said before. He's not dead, but I wish him and his family and Nicky and everyone all the best going forward. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, and hopefully he hangs around WA and have a beer with him one day, and we can chew the fat about some of the old stories.
Before I let you leave, it would be remiss of me to not mention the Jack Buckley Medal, the BackChat Backman of the Year award. Tom Barris is in the top 5 at the moment.
Good.
I don't know if you've got many votes this year. Not dour enough. You've been kicking the ball very well, very well. Maybe a bit too much flair.
I wish I knew that before I come on here.
So TB's in the top 5. It's
TB's
actually
top
just on
5.
your left of Jack Buckley. It's right there in the casing. Ooh. So that was the inaugural medal.
I'll have a look at it now because I don't think I'm ever going to win one.
well, you might. Tom Barris, tell us about him and his year, and what do you think he's dour enough to go and win the Jack Buckley
mate.
medal?
TB's for sure. He's going to win it, I hope. So he's his top 5, is he?
Yeah, so Harris Andrews is in there, Sam Collins is in there, Jack Buckley is in there.
Yeah.
Jacob Wiedering is in there.
Yeah, look.
Some good backmen.
Mate, great backmen. There's so many good backmen in the league at the moment. And I can't argue with any of them, except I'm not in there, but that's... No, look, to be honest, that's a serious calibre, top 5 for sure. But, I hope my boy TB gets up there. We've got 7 games left now, so I'll...
have a word.
Yeah, I'll have a word to him, let him know he's in the running for that for sure.
Dour acts, spoils, even sort of, cracking the shits when your opponent kicks a goal, that sort of stuff.
I reckon we can get him doing that for sure. I hope he goes well in that big TB. It'd be an honour for him to win it. It would be great. A West Coast player ever won it? Well, it's only just started, isn't it?
Jack Buckley last year. So
is it forever Jack Buckley?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's amazing. Good. He could go back to bat.
Yeah, correct.
Just for the eternity of Jack Buckley's career, he just wins it. But no, mate, I'm glad you're doing it for the backs. The backs need a little bit of love.
Correct.
And I, as a backman, appreciate it. As much as I'm not in there, I appreciate everyone acknowledging some of the backs and the hard work they do. And those boys that are playing that top 5 at the moment, they're all flying. So could be anyone's, but I'm glad you're knuckling it down a little bit more and looking a bit deeper than just actual playing. You're going directly on backman acts, which is credible. Yep. That's what we need. That's what you just need something as a backman. We don't get much, so that's nice.
BackChat powered by Paywise, of course, for season 2024. And Jeremy McGovern joins us in studio thanks to Paywise because they got him across the Nullabor.
Yes, he got me across.
Ricky Agostino and the boys. Mate, go get some sleep. Thanks for joining us.
I will do. Thanks, guys.